Iberian Lawyer celebrates today the 40 Under 40 Awards in the Espacio COI of Madrid. Young generations of lawyers will be awarded by their hard work. Let's meet some of the nominees. So, as a Lawyer of the Year 40 Under 40, which advice would you give the young generations of lawyers which are coming?
Well, I would say that the advice would be to be flexible, to adjust to different circumstances changing rapidly, and also to learn about technology and how to navigate it, because it's so important, and to be on top of everything changing in the world today, because I think the advice you give to your clients is different when you take that into consideration.
What will you say has been your biggest challenge during this year as a 40 Under 40 lawyer?
I would say that my biggest challenge this year is to lead our M&A department in Chavez, and as well to gain the confidence of the Spanish client, being a Mexican law firm, which our office was opened 6 years ago, and to make our space here in the Spanish market on the legal law firm, basically. I would say that this is our biggest challenge.
Which advice would you give a young lawyer who's starting now in the legal sector?
Especially during the recruitment processes, I would advise them to be honest, especially to choose only the places where they see themselves working for the next 5, 10 or 20 years. As for their special profiles, or to invest in their special profiles, I would have to say to invest in technological skills and obviously in the soft skills, because obviously that's the most difficult one to improve.
I would recommend working hard, studying a lot, and being passionate about what you do, because being a lawyer is great. So that's what I would recommend.
Well, be authentic, be yourself, and always behave the way you understand that is natural with your clients and with the people in the environment that surrounds you. Be yourself.
So which will you say is the biggest challenge being a lawyer under 40?
Well, I could say that the biggest challenge this year for me has been to lead solo negotiations in quite complex commercial contracts with between big companies, and try to deal with all the situations that raised in such kind of negotiations. I think is the biggest challenge I have faced the last year.
So which advice would you give a young lawyer who's now starting in the legal sector?
Well, I would say that maybe 3 ideas. The first one is consistency. You have to be absolutely focused on what you do, but you have to watch at the long term. Second, of course, you have to develop some soft skills, collaboration with your colleagues, to try to produce some synergies between the team. And third, of course, passion. I think that this profession, without passion, you're going to be not so successful.
So what is your perspective of the legal sector as an under 40 lawyer?
So I think that the legal sector will have to face several challenges in the following years. Obviously, the typical ones are artificial intelligence and so on. But in my perspective, one of the main challenges that the legal profession will need to face in the next years is trying to make it attractive for the new generations. As you all know, the legal profession is hard, it's a tough profession, so we all need to make it attractive so we can attract talent and retain the young talent to make the legal profession a strength and consistent in Spain and in all the legal sector.
So which advice would you give a young lawyer which is now starting in the legal field?
In a world that is going to be surrounded by a wave of technology, especially in the IA era, I would say to cultivate the critical thinking capacity, definitely.
Do you believe that the young generations have less commitment than other generations?
No, I don't think so. I think it's a matter of perception. And at the end of the day, it's not just new generations or younger generations are less committed than the older ones, let's say, which were not so old. But it's more a matter of environment has changed, the way we work have changed, there is remote working, there is a lot of things around that. How to assess when I started, for example, we spend maybe 12 to 14 hours per day in the office just in front of the computer. And the senior lawyer or the partner was coming to your office and you were always there. So it's difficult not to be committed because it's just one mode. You are there and you are going to work. Now it has changed, but not only the younger, but also the elder. We are not always at the office. We are most of the time at the office, and here in Spain it's not probably so remote working as in other jurisdictions, but the truth is that everything has changed. So at the end of the day, how to assess if the young generations are less committed than when we were young, it's something very difficult. So I don't think they are not so committed, let's say, but it's something that we need to somehow assess with the view that we have as of today. As I was saying, it's not just a matter of them, it's also a matter of the environment. So it's difficult to assess that. It's not an easy question and it's not an easy answer. So you need to really assess everything, I would say.